Alright, so hopefully this is being picked up right now. It usually is for most of my videos. I have the AC going right now, and you can usually hear a low hum from behind that wall, and it kind of permeates into all my videos. In post, it's actually hard to get rid of, and it's actually the HVAC unit, so I have the AC going right now. Upstairs is an older unit, downstairs is a newer unit, but regardless, I can hear them when they turn on. As a matter of fact, can't see it with the camera, but if you go to this wall right here and go straight down, that is actually where the outside units are. So I love the new house, I love the new office, but this is actually presenting somewhat of a problem with my videos because I usually have to turn everything off. I have to turn the AC or the heat, whatever is going on, I have to turn it off so that that low hum isn't in the videos. As I said, in post, it's just hard to get rid of for some reason. And I've tried a bunch of different settings with it. I usually use adaptive noise reduction, but I've actually used some of the different settings inside Adobe Premiere Pro to actually help eliminate it. And then I've actually had to export it, eliminate it in Audacity, and then try and import the audio back, and then essentially sync it up so that you don't hear it at all. Regardless, it's a lot of work. I'm hoping that I don't have to do this as much. And so with this, there is a new product from Corsair, Elgato, and I watched a video from Linus, and I'll make sure a link for his video pops up, and I was surprised at these memory foam or sound foam panels. I don't know what the material, I guess it's a polyurethane, so it wouldn't be memory foam, right? But they are the wave panels. So this is it right here, and I am hoping that this actually helps eliminate this hum to some degree. Now I only have the starter pack. This is $100. You get 6 of them with this. I'm probably gonna have to buy another one after I kind of have looked at the box here. I do like the packaging, by the way, but it's gonna go on this wall. So if you've watched my videos before and you see some of the B-roll and it's on that table with that black background, that's where I'm filming that stuff. And so one, it's trying to get rid of the hum that you're hearing, but also I'm just using like a plastic black sheet right now. I want to get rid of that. I want something that looks a little bit better in the videos, and this will fit both of those. So one, it's gonna get rid of that hum hopefully, but also it's going to look better in these videos. So what I'm gonna do now, I gotta get this thing unpacked. I do want to cover the kind of specs with all of this first before I do that, but I'll get it unpacked. I gotta get it set up. Trying to get a reading in this room. I bought a sound reader, right? A decibel reader. I'll probably get it set up right in the middle. I'll try and get the camera set up so that it's going to at least see what that's picking up, both with it on and off. I don't know that it's sensitive enough to do that, and I don't have the same equipment that Linus has. But if I just leave the camera running, I'll probably just pick up the audio again, if you can hear it right now, because I'm not going to edit this to try and get rid of it. You're probably going to hear that hum. So if I actually have just video of that, we'll do before and after when I have the panels up. And then hopefully there is a noticeable difference with this, because if I can help get rid of that, it just makes, in terms of my editing and all of that, much easier to do in post. The other thing I've thought about too is when we actually replace the HVAC unit, which I'm hoping to do in a couple months, if we rip that unit out, I want to see what the wall looks like. I may try and go in there and just try and do something to help soundproof on that end as well and create more of a dampening effect between what's coming through the wall here. But let's look at the specs here. So dimensions with these, it's 19.33 inches. That's going to be at the widest point by 16.77 inches. And then it is 1.85 inches tall with this. Weight per panel, 250 grams, and then weight per frame, because you have a frame and then the panel, is 50 grams, so 300 grams total. The wireless headset that's over here right now, I probably can't get a good shot of it, but that's the Halo wireless headset that Razer just launched. That thing's like 320 something grams without the microphone in, and it's like 334 with the micro. So these don't weigh a ton, which is awesome. I wouldn't expect them to, but they are really, really thick, and because it has that frame, that was something I was a little concerned with. Area per panel, 1.72 square feet. And then as I mentioned, we have a polyurethane for the material here, and then polyester with this as well. They do give you some patterns if you're kind of, that's one of the things I usually struggle with, is like how am I gonna actually organize this stuff, right? And I think that's it. Oh, the other thing I did want to cover with this, it has the low density ripple foam, right? And then it has high density fiber backing that. So the low density is to dampen high frequencies, and then the high density fiber backing is for low mid frequencies with this. So very, very cool that they're actually doing multiple layers with this. And I'll showcase the other panels that I've put up, which a lot cheaper. You get more of them, but they're not going to be nearly as good as this, or even my 3D wall panels. If you can barely see them in the corner over there, it's not going to provide the same amount of sound dampening as this. And that was the most impressive thing with his video, is how much it actually dropped the sound, because they put like one up and then they put two, and then they kind of started stacking it to see the effect, and it was really, really good. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed now, and we'll at least look at it real quick before I get this thing set up. All right, so frames right here, you do have to build all of this, right? So these are the frames here, and I'll actually have to clip all of these together. So I'll actually have to, assuming they just clip just like that, I'll have to sit around and I'll have to get that done. Can I even do it really quick without it being a thing? No, I'm probably gonna actually have to watch something. You can see where it clicks in though. That's interesting. So I'll have to get these made, do all that first before I actually put the panel on it. So we have 2 bags of the frames. We have our clips here. Let's see, one of these. So little clip right there. I'm assuming that's for clipping the panel into the center of it, or helping to clip it in there. Mounting if you need it. So you're gonna find your screws in here if you're going to do that with the wall anchors. Not 100% sure I'll use their wall anchors. I mean, it's not heavy, so I don't think I need my heavy duty ones. It's just drilling the holes and all of that can be problematic sometimes. And then you have your taping strips if you need them. So that really kind of depends on the wall. So mine is textured a little bit, so I'm gonna have to use the anchors versus just using the tape. Although I do have some heavy duty tape I could probably put on the wall. So it's I guess it's kind of like, do I want holes on my wall, or the potential for actually ripping out drywall when I start taking off that tape if I need to move these. You can find this on their website as well, but it's going to be kind of lined out with how you're going to get all of this set up. So building the frames first shows you how to do that. Mount on smooth wall, and then mount on textured wall. So you can see right there, mounting it on the textured wall, I'm going to need to actually most likely anchor these, right? And then making sure that they're level is the other thing, right? Easy click frames. Okay, so the clips are for making sure that these actually are connecting to each other. There we go. Because yeah, the foam will just kind of attach on there. But with this, that was something that ended up happening over here with my hexagon ones, is I was off just a little bit with them. This, it won't be an issue. So that is really cool to see. And then of course, our patterns here as well, if you want that, and then language stuff. So let's see if we can get this out. Ooh, they look nice. All right. So this more heavy duty material is actually what I find with my hexagons over here on this wall, and then the softer foam, which is what you would usually see with a sound foam panel that you would buy, that would kind of be the pyramid ones, right? So I like the feel of it, and yeah, it's pretty light, but yeah, that looks awesome. And with this too, I think it shows on the box, I believe it shows on the box, kind of does, it's hard to see, but with this, you have 2 different wave design patterns. It shows at the top here. Let me see if I can find the other ones. Okay, it looks like it's going to be subtle with this, but if you look at the top here, look at the directions of the lines on this, and then look at that one. So with this, there is some variability with this, which is going to be awesome. then I also have to figure out what's the pattern that I want with this. How do I want these organized before I even do that? So I'll lay those out first. And then these actually come in blue as well. So that's the two colors that I've seen, black and blue. I haven't seen any other ones, so you can't find white or red or anything like that just yet. They may do that in the future, but we're gonna jump ahead now. I need to figure out how I'm gonna organize these. I want it so it's gonna be a little bit low, because with this desk, it borders up against that black sheet right there. I don't want to see a gap where you see the white, obviously. So I need to line these up on the bottom and then build up from there. I'm probably going to have to order, just looking at it, I'm probably going to have to order another set. A little bit pricier, that's 200 bucks, but if it dampens this enough for the videos, I mean, that is a huge win for me. So let's go ahead and jump ahead now and get these things all set up. Gonna just go ahead and order that second pair here. And so we'll have 12 of these. Starter pack is 6 and it comes with everything. And then you can buy like an expansion pack. It's 2 for 40. But looking at the price of that, I'm gonna just go ahead and get the 6 and not waste my time just getting like 4 or something like that, because that's 80 bucks. Might as well pay 20 bucks more and get 6 of them. So let's jump ahead to that and I'll have this all set up. We will do the test with this as well. So I'll have the test video showcasing without these up. What does it sound like in here? We'll get the sound decibel reader and then get it all set up, and then I'll showcase that again as well. All right, so that was the sound test there. I'm gonna have video showcasing me kind of building this, and then there's a time lapse of me actually putting it up, and I'll be talking about that here in a second. It didn't reduce this as much as I was hoping it would do. It does reduce it more than what was just showcased. And matter of fact, the video, the second portion where I actually have these panels up, doesn't quite do it justice. So it's eliminating the noise, but it almost seems louder in the video, which was kind of odd. But I'm going to talk about that a little bit more here in a bit. So with this, you have to build the frames, and then I'm lining everything up. So once you get the first one lined up, it's a little bit easier to actually do the rest of them, because you're just matching it to that. I do like the clips that hold them together. I'll showcase that here in a little bit. I don't like the screws. Whatever screws that they actually give you with this, they're not that good. And the wall anchor also. So the screws strip easily, and then the wall anchor is just, it's no good. So I ended up buying my own. I had some, I had to go buy another pack. Unfortunately, I ripped the kind of corner off of it to get them out and forgot that I needed to leave that on there. So the labels have torn off. You can find these typically at Home Depot, Lowe's. They're not expensive either. I would recommend these. Matter of fact, the circle that I was drawing inside of the opening that the screw goes through the frame, it matches it perfectly. So with this, it's just going to hold that a lot better. And you can see it right here. It's easier to actually put in the wall, and then it's going to hold that better than the wall anchors that they gave you. So I'm using the screws in that package, and then they give you a washer. You get 0 extra parts with this, which is kind of a bummer. I do wish they would have included just some backups with this. So once I actually lined out the first one, you see me measuring a lot of things out in terms of making sure that it's level. And then after that, I check to make sure that the stud's not there after kind of doing the circle, right? Just lining out the circle on the wall that I'm going to need to actually drill through. I checked, obviously, is there a stud or not? If there's not, then I need to put the wall anchor. I only ended up hitting a couple studs, so that wasn't really an issue. And then after that, I put the clips in after I've screwed into the wall. And these clips I really do like because they hold it well. I do wish you would get more than what they give you in the actual package here, maybe an extra like 4 to 5, because it definitely depends on the configuration that you have. It's enough, but I just wish you had a couple more. And so it holds it really steady, so there's no wiggle with this. And so once I had all of that lined up,
then it was really just putting up the panels themselves, and these click in really easily. It's so easy to do. So ease of use there is amazing, but trying to pick out the pattern is always hard. I just kind of threw these up. I don't know if I'll actually just leave it like this, but I do like the pattern. It's very unique. Coming up with whatever the whole pattern scheme is going to be is one of those things I could probably spend forever trying to look at what the outline of it's going to be and then changing that up. But I can always change these out. I did notice that as you remove them with this, that probably if you did that a bunch, they may not hold as good because you're going to slowly kind of wear down where these are fitting, the little openings that fit into the plastic kind of groove that they have on the frame. So something to consider with that as well. I love the aesthetics of it. I think for reducing noise that's going out of this room is going to be awesome, because if we have guests at the house, but also my daughter's room is connected to my room. So it's going to help with reducing noise that goes out of this room. And then any noise that's actually coming from outside of this room that may come in that's not the HVAC unit. The big thing that I noticed with the HVAC unit though, so I went into there to check, because I was like, this isn't reducing the noise as much as I was hoping it would. What's going on? And so I hadn't really dug around that. I just kind of noticed that it was close to the wall. No. It's like up against it. So you have the plastic kind of platform that it sits on. We have both as I mentioned, the downstairs and the upstairs unit in that closet or the attic space, and it's actually pushed up against the frame of this room. So essentially these go over halfway through the panels that I have up, these sound wave panels from Elgato here, and I can't really eliminate that noise because it's vibrating the wood. So the way the sound is traveling isn't just the vibration that's coming out of it, it's literally traveling down the wood through the frame of my room. I'm hoping when I have my brother-in-law install our new unit that we can adjust this slightly. Hopefully I can go behind there. I don't know what I can do in order to help that. I'll try and figure out something, but it's literally vibrating the frame of the room, and my equipment can't really pick that up. So the actual sound decibel reader that I have, it's not going to pick up that frequency because that frequency is really, really low. What I have noticed though is that even though it's picking up and it almost seemed a little bit louder in the video, it actually sounds a little bit quieter in here to my ear. So I'll have to see with future videos how much it does do that. I'm even considering another 6 to even kind of branch that out even more across the wall, just because I like the aesthetics of it. I don't know if that would even reduce it a little bit more. It wasn't a huge change though. And like I said, I think that's because it's just literally vibrating the frame of my room. So I don't know if I can get rid of it just with those sound panels. I may go back there because there is some insulation that's behind the units. That's it's basically that sandwich between the frame and my room and the units themselves. I don't know, maybe I go in there and do some spray foam insulation where it will actually create a better buffer to that, and then hopefully try and move these so they're not touching the frame. That's going to be down the road though. In terms of the aesthetics, I think this looks amazing. In terms of even how it sounds right now as I'm doing this voiceover work in this room, the reverb in the room is definitely less. So I like that as well. How much is going to change in that hum in terms of my videos? Probably not as much, definitely as I was hoping, but probably not a great deal that I would even notice a ton in post potentially. I mean, we heard the readings earlier. I definitely have to toy around with angles that I'm shooting stuff in here to see as well, but I don't know if it's going to do exactly what I wanted to do with that. But aesthetics are on point. I think for reverb in a room, I think if you don't have my issue, I think it's going to make a big difference, right? You're worried about room leaving, right? If you don't want to have this, whatever audio you're doing in your office or whatever it may be, traveling outside of the room to bother people, or that noise coming in to disrupt what you're doing, as long as it's not something vibrating the frame of the room, right? So that's going to be it for this one. I would recommend getting the different wall anchors. I do like the product. I like the aesthetics. I like like I said, the reduction in reverb and all that other stuff. If you have an issue like I have with this, probably not going to do what you want it to do, unfortunately. But if that's not the case, then this is going to be really, really good. And as I said, I'll have a link for Linus's video, his equipment in terms of being able to read the noise in the room and all that, much better than I have. And you can see his results, which are really good. I will have a link for this in the description if you guys want to pick this up. I definitely think it's very good quality. I mean, it's $100 for the 6. That is a steeper price, but when you're looking at the actual quality of all of this, it is top notch with the 2 different foam types. You have the frame with it. I just wish you had more clips to connect the frames together, and the wall anchors were better. But the pack of 25 that I got, it's like $6-7, so that's not a big deal. So that is going to be it for this one, everybody. If you have any questions on this product, let me know in the comment section, and I will answer that for you there. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.